I'm gonna say, I really enjoyed this episode of One Piece. There was a lot going on in this entire episode. There were some comedy moments, serious moments, character introductions, and all around, I think they nailed this episode. Even if it had slow pacing, I felt like they did it just right to keep us all interested in the episode. That didn't make us feel like, oh my god, slow. So really, good job. I like it so far. Now let's get into the details of this episode. Honestly, I want to take this from all of you real quick. It's been a while since I've actually read the chapter in the manga from this. But it felt like they were actually skipping different chapters and kind of putting different scenes that happen in certain order and events, like, into this episode. Now, I don't know if you understand what I meant by that. I mean, I think, like, all the different actions that are going on with all the crew members at once, they're trying to put and compile into each episode instead of doing, like, you know how we have a chapter an episode. They're trying to do multiple chapters in the future of different scenes with all the other characters into one episode and slowly progressing story. Which is really cool if they're doing that aspect, because it's been a long time since I've actually seen this chapter in the manga. So, really, I'm just letting you all know that. Anyways, we get, Barto! The fucking voice actor is amazing! Shotaro is the best voice actor you could have chose for Barto. It's just so amazing! I love his character design so much. If it's not just to the green hair, it's to the freaking teeth, to the freaking whatever you see him doing against a vice admiral. He took down a vice admiral. Think about that real quickly. So now, we know how strong this Barto guy that's came in. Just, his level of power, it already looks awesome. I love his character design. The way they did the animation on his face was awesome. You could really see how they upped the quality in this episode. Not every scene had the same amount of animation, but you could definitely tell the animation wasn't lacking in certain departments. Cavendish wasn't over extravagant this episode, though, sadly enough, because, you know, a couple episodes back of his actual character introduction, his face was just so freaking, like, beautiful. I don't know how I could say about that. So, anyways, what I'm going to tell you here is that this episode of One Piece was enjoyable because we got so many things going on, like CP0. Now, really, this was a major actual plot point of this episode. Their entire introduction, we may have not have seen them, but what they brought up this episode brings to a lot of theories and conclusions of, oh shit, this is going to get bad. The reason why is because Robin turned her head. We know how Robin is with the government, but she turned her head and started talking about CP0, and it's pretty much stated they're stronger than CP9. They are way stronger, and we all remember Rob. Remember how badass he was in the CP9 arc? That was awesome. So think about that logically. CP0 is stronger. Now, if you calculate all the different things up, okay, CP0, CP9, there's numbers in between them, okay? We know how One Piece is, so, and a shonen, manga, and anime. So, there's most likely other CPs, not just CP0 or CP9, probably CP1, CP2, 3, or there could even be like, you know, a negative CP that we don't know about, like how the Impel Down arc was. So really, I love it. I love the way they did that introduction to CP0 because it brings up so many theories of the One Piece fan base that will probably be calculating all over this, like, okay, what's going to happen from here on out? Besides that scene, there was other scenes, like really freaking good scenes. We get to see the LSD fruits. Okay, that's just me joking around. But that was a pretty trippy freaking scene. The entire open of the door with Chopper and Brook looking inside their ship with someone invaded their ship. And you see the freaking, like, acid trip type animation. I was like, oh my god, my eyes! Just, I don't think that scene was actually in the manga, if I remember correctly. I remember Chopper and Brook looking inside the room, but I think it was nothing but black. So I don't think they actually had that in the manga. So that's really interesting. I love how the actual animators decided to put something like that in. And it's really cool. They added some different types of filler section, but it wasn't enough to actually distract the episode. And it actually progressed at a very good pace. Momo, my god, I hate you, kid. I hate you so much. Oli... yeah, you know why I'm so mad at freaking Momo. He lays his damn head on Nami's lap. And he thinks he just gets away with it. He gets away with it. Momo, man. I just want to... Okay, besides that, I felt like all the scenes had some form of importance. Even if they had some comedy relief, it was good for a One Piece episode. Like, freaking Kinemon. We find out that he gets captured this episode. This is very interesting, okay? So, pretty much he's put at gunpoint, and he is told to, like, get his hand off his sword, and if he does anything, like, unnecessary, that they're gonna kill Kanjuro. So, What this entire section emphasizes is, are they part of Don Flamingo's army? Are they a part of something else? The Navy? As we can see here, we have a lot of different forces participating in this Dressrosa arc. So what exactly is a part of whoever this gang is that was trying to shoot Sanji from the back of the head about, I think, 16 meters up on top of a building? He says, oh, it's only natural to detect someone with a sniper that's shooting you from 16 meters above you. That's natural. That's pretty fucking funny. That is really funny. And who are these group of forces? Because I just don't see why, I guess Doffy would be so against a samurai. Why would he hate a samurai? So there's a lot of questions around this entire scene. We got CP0 in this, and we don't know anything about them. What kind of role and part do they play in this entire section? We got an admiral here, Fujitora. I mean, we got so many key contenders so far in this arc just at the beginning. What will happen? This is the big question what this episode brings up, and I felt like it was handled properly. Now let's get into the other aspect. Bellamy. Was he always that fucking tall? Was he really always that massive? I know this is One Piece, and One Piece tends to make characters over freaking giants. Like, they're giant characters sometimes, even though they're not really giant, like Smoker, for instance. Even if Bellamy really wasn't that tall to begin with, or if he was, I love how he's being fleshed out in this actual arc. I mean, Bellamy, he was just an annoying character, and we just didn't get to see much of him. We never got to see a lot of development with him. But getting to see him in the flesh again, actually alive, talking about now he's a true pirate, and pretty much went to Skypiea, and we don't get to find out exactly what he did in Skypiea. What did Bellamy do? Did he destroy anything there? Did he kill people? Was he nice? Did he have a change of heart? I mean, there's a lot of questions going on. And if I don't know if you noticed or not, but Bellamy has a different pirate symbol on the back of his coat. For instance, he says he wants to be part of Dolphy's ship, like ride the wave with Dolphy. So exactly, you'd think he would have Dolphy's, Jolly Roger on the back of his coat, but he doesn't. So there's a lot of questions going on right there. We also find out that Bellamy lost his entire crew. So, a lot of things going on here. You get to see a lot of development with every single character almost in this episode. Bellamy, though, took a very major character development-wise, because he says he forgives Luffy. He doesn't hold any grudges against him, and I feel like that's a very major step forward for his character. That's pretty much covering all the little details of what I felt about this episode. And all in a whole, this episode was entertaining and enjoyable, and it's what a One Piece episode should be like, even if it does have bad pacing. So really, I will give this episode, for the character introductions and everything it did with the massive plot that just got dropped onto us in this entire episode, I want to give it an 8 out of 10, because it was a really good episode. Tell me your thoughts on this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part? And what kind of theories can you conclude onto? Remember, manga readers, no spoilers. I don't want to spoil no one that actually hasn't, read the manga. So everybody be safe. Chibi out.